Legal route. Well, what?
At the standpoint that America, the word, or the name America.
America?
Could not fit into the way where life is life. Is it? America?
Well, you just left the police station?
My break.
Have you ever been in there before?
No.
I'm getting ready to roll up in there.
But I'm ready to smoke a cigarette. 100 cubic miles will be terminated. Hopefully the whole deal will be done.
I got some friends. If you keep going down that way, they'll buy some shopping carts. They got some cigarettes. Just tell them Lewis sent you.
Thank you.
Yep. Sorry about the throat. Been battling strep throat. Wasn't anticipating had it coming out here today. Just marking all the cameras. Where are the security cameras outside around the entire building? Let's see, we're gonna go around this first. They already know I'm here. I think we got some employee vehicles there. We're gonna be looking for Sergeant Miller's personal vehicle and some of the other officers' personal vehicle. Any of the ones that we've seen out committing crimes against the homeless in Oklahoma Tent City. And when I say crimes, look, man, there's things that's taking place that if I did that, I would have been arrested and charged in some cases, one at least, with a felony. So when I say Oklahoma City Police Department has been committing crimes and abusing women, I'm telling you the truth. Seen it with my own eyes. We provided plenty of video evidence. We didn't get the woman being body slammed. Her name's Maggie Smith. Just let Anthony know that I'll be up here. She's being held without she's in that county jail right now, being held without bond. She's just got a hold on her. She got body slammed face down for trying to take chicken down to Sarah, take some food, nutrition. She was walking in the road and an officer decided to harass her about it, and then she got scared, tried to run away, and he ran up fast behind her and body slammed her face down. We want to get the body cam footage. We're supposed to turn them on whenever they interact with the public. And we have many videos of where they do not turn them on. They're violating their own policy because they're not going to document the way they're mistreating the poor. They don't want the public to see how they talk to disabled women, how they abuse women out there. So we're at Oklahoma City Police Department. We have Verna Williams, also advocating for Verna Williams. Mama Bear got tired of her daughter being beat by a man that many women told the police, you need to get him out of this area, and they let him stay because he was terrorizing everybody. Mr. Sean Kemp. Let's see. Police headquarters lobby hours. General assistance outside of business hours. Okay. Headquarters. Firearms allowed. We'll come back here. We're going around the whole building. I want to make sure we get all the cameras. We want to know where every place the camera's pointing out. And they got it covered too. All angles. Okay, we got a personal vehicle with the license plate Spoon. Looking at that right there. That's all right. It ain't picking up on the other side. I see it. Okay. Little Honda. All right. Figure out who Spoon is. So back to the mama bear, Verna Williams, her daughter getting beaten daily. Law enforcement not doing nothing to get the perpetrator out. But then when she snaps, they want to charge her. Now she's been charged with intent to do harm and violence and something like that. It's written on the sheet. No, she shouldn't be facing any charges. She's actually one of the elder women that's been coming to hang out a little bit more with us and a little bit more with us. And we're trying to help these people get out of a lifestyle that is generational for some of them. Remember, that's Mama V and her older daughter out on the streets. Double corner. Boom up there. We'll go over to Mayor David Holt's office. That'll be a second broadcast. This might take me about an hour or so. I don't know how long I'm gonna hang out here. Maybe we can get Sergeant Miller to come down. On Main and Lee. Cameras. Some of the people who live out in Tent City have to come and register, whether it's sexual or violent offenders. That's where they go check in once a week. They just have to let law enforcement know where they got their tents pitched. It says no parking. Do not block dumpster. Oh, okay, there's a evidence management unit. Looks like we can access this side. No signs prohibiting. Let's see. Like a personal Malibu. Could be people picking up property too, maybe. Let's see. This is receiving. There we go. That's what we're looking for. So there's Spoon. That white Honda right there, Spoon. You can see that one. It's on the 47536. Get a good look at the vehicles parked behind here. Stay wicked strong. Man, wicked. Powerful word. They're going to stay wicked strong. So staying righteous strong. They're going to stay wicked strong. All right. Looks like we got a little patio area. Some of my friends watching this in Tent City, this is going to be a good spot. We can all come and hang out right here. Those of you who don't have warrants. This is property and evidence unit. Hours of operation. All right, before we get up, let's shadow this guy, make sure he's safe. We'll block any truck that'll hit him. Private parking. We got a lot of our LEOs, the ones that are out there abusing the homeless women on the streets, parking over here. A lot. Yeah, let's get a good look at some of these cars. Sergeant Miller, which one's yours? You and your team. Which one's your buddy? I want to body slam Maggie Smith like she was a rag doll. Poor woman was afraid. Over a failed fine bench warrant? Are you kidding me? But you drove by Mr. Sean Smith, didn't you? Or Sean Kemp, Sergeant Miller. Drove by when he was in his little psychosis, just laughing. Your other officers coming by, laughing by the time he stripped his clothes off. You let him stay out there, and then Verna Williams took to defending her daughter. Pretty crazy. On the streets. Let's get some of these. Getting the people coming on and off. I'm not sure if everybody who parks here is PD, but it is private. It does look like it. It looks like this is private property. Well, definitely mostly law enforcement. When we get the full report on Sergeant Miller, we'll have to make a model of his vehicle and see where he usually parks it. This is definitely restricted access, police vehicles only. Once again, you're gonna have a lot of personal vehicles of law enforcement. We're trying to find Sergeant Miller's personal vehicle. And a couple others. Let's go check the lobby out. Now, access to public records, you're able to pull their salaries, everything, man. Addresses, vehicle descriptions. Once you look them up, you have their names and information. The same way they look up you, you go and access your own database and get all that information on them. If they're not doing nothing wrong, you don't have to go through these routes. But when they are doing something wrong, when they're in the wrong, you have to stand up for those who can't stand up for themselves. They know a majority of those people in Tent City have warrants, so they're just going to continue abusing them out there instead of trying to help them. They're doing everything they can to get this big new jail. I mean, that place really should be condemned, that county jail. Ranked one of the top 3 worst jails in the U.S. Filthy. Probably one of the dirtiest. I think it's #1 for dirt. Needs to be condemned. Ceilings falling out, mold all over the place. I mean, you've had metal that was chewed through. Like, it's crazy that the conditions. Let's see. We got here. What are you working on today? What kind of case you working on? You working? Huh? You working, sir? What's your name and badge number? No? What kind of case y'all ladies working on? No? Okay. Oh, let's take a loop over here and get this camera in the corner. Kind of like doing your simulation attacks from NexRads. Thank you, Florida. We've got another state. 5 states have now seen NexRads visited by members of the American public who knows that those are directed energy weapons the military is using against us. Make sure door is secured upon. Oh, this is authorized, so we're going to go around to the other lobby. Let's see. If you need to make a police report, okay, let's go around. Hey, you guys know that your officers are abusing women down at Tent City, and I got one just body slammed the woman who was running away terrified.
Call 911.
Call 911. I mean, they just laughed. I've been assaulted and they laughed. I'm just wondering, you didn't know that? Okay, thank you. Call 911. Make sure door is locked. That's authorized. We gotta go all the way around to the back. How's it going, sir? Hey, you know these police over here are beating the crap out of women in homeless Tent City? Yeah, it's happening. We just want members of the public to know what's going on. Mayor David Holt's got some nasty things he's doing with the Freemasons in Oklahoma City, apparently. Got their black cubes all set up. All right. All right, for those just joining us, this is Lewis Arthur with VOP News. We're here because Oklahoma City Police Department has been abusing women, body slamming them, leaving them with violent predators, laughing while they're getting beaten. Doing absolutely nothing to remedy the situation at all. We have 2 women that are unjustifiably incarcerated right now, and we still have one out there on the streets, Miss Rhonda, that no one seems to want to help. But we have someone working on that case. Praise God. We'll see. Okay. All right, man, we can hang out here till 7 p.m. This is great. This is where the officers come, the ones that are abusing the homeless women down in Tent City, man. How's it going, brother? Yeah. Let's see what we got here. Oh yeah, is Lieutenant Dale or Riley available?
Lieutenant Dale or Lieutenant Riley?
Yes, sir.
I think they work in this building.
Well, I mean, should they come down here when we have complaints being filed against law enforcement officers because they're going to be under their supervision?
I mean, I can give you his phone number. You can try to call him and make an appointment with him.
Oh no, I mean, can't you just call someone and have them come down and speak to me about crimes that have been committed? I'm a journalist and I've documented some crimes.
I'll give you a complaint form and you can start with that.
A complaint form? I like to speak with a person.
I'll give you a complaint form and you can start with that.
Okay, can you let a person know that I'll be waiting for them here? These people have been abusing homeless women. One of these cops body slammed Maggie Smith. She was scared, running away with a plate of chicken, and he picked her up like she was a rag doll and UFC body slammed her face ground. We want that body cam footage. We want the police cruiser footage. Law enforcement has been terrorizing the homeless out there at OKC Tent City. Mayor David Holt has just authorized his boys in blue to go around and literally terrorize the last and least amongst us in our community. In my complaint form, I guess we're going to fill that out. I got the dates and names and times and the videos. Got a lot of videos. Remember, they didn't know I was there undercover for a period of time, so they was just rolling up in there violating the constitutional rights of everybody like it was no tomorrow. And we started protecting them. No, I'm waiting for someone, ma'am. I'm auditing this. These people are beating on women in a homeless camp. Wait for my complaint form. Where's it at? What's this? Records request. Oh, we should do that too. Let's see. We have to get a couple of these.
What's the name of your channel, man?
VOP News.
VOP?
VOP. Veterans on Patrol. Yeah, we used to do homeless veteran search and rescue, but your law enforcement's beating the crap out of women at that park. I've watched it with my own eyes, and we're getting tired of it.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah. They're letting violent predators beat on women, and they're laughing about it, and then they'll come back and arrest the women when it's convenient. Maggie Smith, Verna Williams. You'll hear about them in the news sooner or later. Okay. So obviously we got Freeman, Mayor David Holt, and Chief Ron C. Basie. It's probably the guy we would actually have to talk to. Integrity, honor, respect, all that stuff they put on their vehicles, they don't live by it. Even if you see the ones that say homeless outreach team, the hot units, they don't live by that either. They're not coming out to answer the calls. They're not coming out to mediate. They're not coming out to assist. And they're actually paid. Taxpayers are extorted. You guys have a blessed day. Taxpayers are extorted. Then the money isn't even being used to help the people it's supposed to be used. They're putting more into tactical arrests, herding the people like they're cattle from one spot to another. And the whole game is to wear them out and tie them down. And eventually they'll just want to go to another city. These little tactics are being used all across the United States of America. It's far easier to target and persecute the homeless than it is to, go stay amongst them and try to uplift them. So wait on my complaint form. What's this guy doing, man? Did he send it through? Well, that's my complaint form right there.
Your supervisor name, your phone number to contact them for whatever division they're out of. Try to contact them. No excuses. But sometimes I've done it. I set it on the center console of a car.
That's why I think he forgot, probably put him in his pocket or somewhere where he remembers.
Yeah. So, and then the last thing that will be on there is a number, phone number for city plates. So if those officers say, hey, I don't know, city plates.
Okay.
Yeah, he was going to give me that complaint form, remember?
But you walked up.
Oh, yeah, well, that's good. I had to go get some evidence released, too.
Just fill that out with all the information. You can put more than one officer's name on there.
Okay.
You can either mail it back or bring it back up here, and we'll get it up to the chief.
I think I'm going to hang out here for a while. Can you please still call someone and let them know I'm waiting to speak to them?
Who do you want me to call?
I want you to call whoever's in charge of the homeless outreach team.
Okay, I can give you his number. But
No, that's okay. Well, why not?
Because that's just not how it works. I can give you his number. And
What do you mean that's not how it works? This is where we come to meet them, right? In these offices.
He doesn't work in this building.
Well, but this is headquarters, right?
He does not work in this
But is this headquarters?
Correct.
So headquarters is in command of all the other buildings and all the other units. It's all rerouted through here, so I'm pretty sure that he can come to headquarters with his supervisor and come down and talk to me.
I can give you his phone number, and you can make arrangements for that.
Okay, what's his phone number?
I'll write it down for you.
We're gonna hang out here patiently just in case.
Would I have to speak to a white man or a court judge to talk to him?
You can stay up here so we can deal with each other.
Yep. Perfect. I'll be waiting. You can still call him. All right. Oh, I'm not going to. There's someone that's going to call for me. You're not notifying anybody? Okay. All right. We're going to hang out here for a minute, guys. I need this number called. So every one of you, just go ahead and call that number and let them know that independent investigator Michael Lewis Arthur Meyer is in the lobby of the police headquarters with evidence of crimes being committed against the homeless by law enforcement officers, criminal activity. And then we're going to hang out here for a minute. It's nice and cool in here. We'll go over to Mayor David Holt's office once get whatever done it is here that I need to get done. Lieutenant Dale has never come to meet me personally. Now, I met Lieutenant Riley and the people that he supervises. Lieutenant Dale knows that we're out here Found out a couple weeks ago, maybe 3, and still has yet to come out. Now, they all know where the media site is set up, where my encampment is, my media site, where I'm on a public easement doing my reporting, available for live interviews, available to turn my camera on, you know, except when I'm sleeping, you know. So, yeah, thank you. You be safe out there. Yeah. Well, one of the things we're going to be wanting is we're going to be wanting to make sure that from now on, only women are going to be able to detain and arrest women, because the man who body slammed Maggie Smith, man, that is a big, powerful man. And it was horrible watching that all the way from across the creek, and you can't even do nothing. You know, I don't know how I would have reacted if he'd have done that right in front of me. It's completely unnecessary. It's all jacked up on something. As soon as someone's made the call, just let me know. That way I can go tell this guy a call's been made. Once again, this is Lewis Arthur, VOP News. Oklahoma City Police Department, highly corrupt. Some of the things they do to homeless women. Some women have reported having to do sexual favors for officers so they wouldn't get arrested. We've seen them body slam women. We've seen them leave women in the hands of abusers and laugh, even while multiple women would go to the cops and say, hey, can you please get this guy out of the camp? He's hurting us. And they just laugh. You know, that's not our problem. Go check into a center. So law enforcement has been doing some horrible civil rights violations against the poor out here. And they think because a majority of them have warrants that our people can't fight back. That's what we're going to be showing them and teaching them today. There are ways that we can fight back that can shut down this place right here to where it can't even function properly. And it can be done without violence, very easy. Same simulations we're running across NEXRAD directed energy weapons targeting the U.S. military's treason. Same simulations can be applied to Oklahoma City Police Department. You know, and there's people that they're mad, they're upset. They're saying they're getting ready to throw rocks and just start destroying the cars, the cop cars, when they come through there now. They come speeding through there. There's guys talking about hiding down in the creek bed and launching rocks at the cops who are abusing them, that are flying down that road without lights, that are scaring churches that are going out to feed them. You got a bunch of jacked up officers. We need to drug test everyone in this police department. Are they on steroids? Are they on methamphetamines and they're projecting their anger towards the homeless that are on methamphetamines? We know they're abusing women. Do they abuse their wives at home? That's the question. Does that officer who body slammed Maggie Smith, does he do that same thing to his wife? Beat the crap out of her? We need to do a wellness check on that officer's wife and that location to make sure that those people were safe. Because by their fruits, they've exposed themselves as violent thugs and criminals who have no mercy or sympathy for our Lord's sheep, and they think we're just supposed to be afraid of them. No, the only one we fear is Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior. Every knee will bow and every tongue will confess, and everyone in this building is included. Myself too. Amen. Do we have anybody make that call yet? Let's see. We got a confirmation Lieutenant Dale's been notified. Check my other apps. Yeah, anyone on Telegram can put that out too. Anyone can make that call. Just make that call. Yeah, rank back there. Lieutenant Dale's been failing in his duties. His homeless outreach team hasn't been doing any outreach. Got nearly a month of recordings out there. Where's the outreach? We're gonna need to get the arresting officer's name and badge number for Maggie Smith. The buck stops with Sergeant Miller in regards to Vern and his corrupt unit. He's talking about the police cams. God's answering some of my questions right now, so I'm listening. Cool, thanks for leaving the message. So he's saying it may take a while for them to process the film because it's got to go up somewhere. And that's where they do a lot of redacting, just so you know. And there's been no punishment. How many people are in county jail right now? They've been arrested and the body cam was not on the officer. There's no body cam footage. Happens all the time. All that is just used as a bargaining chip to get some poor slop to take a plea deal.
They're all from the health department. Thank you, sir. You're welcome. Have a good day.
If you can, just keep leaving the messages, and then here in a minute I'll go up there and say he's not answering his phone and he's supposed to be working. And we'll see who else we can get out here. So, these are the fees that we're going to have to cover. Those of you that are helping VOP News, we're going to be getting the footage, certain footage, quite a bit, because I was there at dates and times, and I've got some hard recordings that haven't been seen yet. I've got some live streams where you guys have seen. You know, and it is true, and you know, I don't want to go out and make it appear like it's the Wild West out there, because I've been in far worse encampments. It's from LA Skid Row north to Sacramento. I mean, I've seen some crazy places. It's not the Wild West out there. There's no reason for the police to be responding in the aggressive manner that they do respond, and then the criminal harassment itself, these officers should be charged. You know, but I'm not pressing charges. Everyone knows that. I don't testify against anybody. I'm not going to press charges against anybody. But we'll do our best to get all the information of the crimes, make it available to the public, so the public knows which officers are out here abusing homeless women on the streets. Who are the ones allegedly having to, you know, have the women perform sexual favors instead of arresting them? Who are these perverts in uniform that represent the Freemasons of the Oklahoma City Police Department? Where do they live? Are they abusing their wives? Are they sexually abusing their children? They treat our homeless the same way. I mean, are they projecting their very demonic entities that they carry on the poor and afflicted who are on the streets already battling enough? There's a lot of hatred in the eyes of the officers I've seen out there responding. It's not like Tucson Team 1, man. We worked with law enforcement agencies. TPD Team 1 was one of the best ever. They stopped arresting our homeless vets and started taking them to our shelter. And then they stopped arresting the addicts and started taking them to our shelter. You know, and that was where VOP and can work with alleviating the problems on the street and keep everybody safe on all sides. But, you know, you're not going to be able to get away with that here. Mayor David Holt doesn't like it. Hey, man, I got some lady. She just poked her head. Oh, no, I didn't get her in time. She's checking me out. Some blonde up there. She's probably heard about Oklahoma City Police Department abusing homeless women, targeting people. We've got law enforcement saying 98% of the homeless at Tent City have warrants. Think about that, but they're not arresting any of them. They're not filling their jail up because their jail's already overcrowded. Crowded, needs to be condemned, you know. They're letting them stay out there. Ask yourself why. What's the trap? What's the point? Why are we rounding these people up, getting them in the courts, getting them some second chance program to where you can alleviate the jails and get people into programs with an incentive? You know, why aren't we incentivizing these people to get into the city's programs? Why are we threatening them? Why are we telling the homeless that you are going to go into a city service provider's shelter or you're going to be arrested? That's the options that's been given to so many homeless. If you guys have seen and heard their testimonies down at Tent City, what kind of option is that? No, that's not. That's tyranny. That's criminality. That's horrible. Horrible. No incentive. Yeah, you just telling Lieutenant Dale that I'm waiting here in the lobby for him. I got his police officers on film committing crimes against homeless women, abusing homeless women. Homeless women are accusing their officers, a couple of them, of having to perform sexual favors instead of getting arrested. And guess what? These women got warrants. They don't want to go to jail. So we want to find out who these perverts are that are out there terrorizing homeless women on the street. So let Lieutenant Dale know that independent investigative journalist Michael Lewis Arthur Myers sitting in the lobby on a live stream, waiting for him to come answer for the crimes that are being committed against the women in Oklahoma City, Tent City. You can make it briefer than that, or you can just repeat exactly what I said and fill his answering machine up until he gets his little coward butt down here and faces me. It's ridiculous what they're doing. They're leaving those women out there to die and be abused. And we got handicapped women, and they drive by them every day, and knowing that some of these women put down dope long ago, and they've had strokes, they have medical issues, they're on disability. They don't do the stuff they used to, but because they did so long and caused problems for the Oklahoma City Police Department, they'll let these women stay out there and be abused in that Tent City. Women have gone up to police quietly at risk of their own lives to say, you need to get a certain guy out of this camp. But no, law enforcement won't do it. They want that camp to stay dangerous. They want it to stay chaotic. They want as many calls against that camp as possible so they can turn the entire public against the people. Now remember, you guys know a half a dozen people we've already interviewed that don't do dope. But Sergeant Miller said everyone in that Tent City does dope. I don't do dope. And there's a half a dozen other people that don't do dope. Right? And you don't see the Oklahoma City Homeless Outreach Team going down there to get the people who don't do dope into houses. No, they don't want that. They don't want that. This is a manufactured crisis, and they want the public to be so outraged, just like they're getting you to support the military and the federales going into California right now. They want to get you accustomed to that. They want to get you accustomed to the martial law. They want to get you accustomed to the police brutality. Remember what these people did during COVID. Remember what they did during COVID. None of these police officers are assisting us in going after the military for the stratospheric aerosol injections that are poisoning everybody. But all of these police officers are targeting drug users on the streets who poison themselves. Now, let me ask you a question. What's more dangerous, a drug user on the street smoking meth, or the military spraying barium, aluminum, strontium? What about the biological, chemical, the agents, the fungi that's dispersed in stratospheric aerosol injections? So think about the hypocrisy of that. These law enforcement officers will let the military play God with the weather, poison all of us in the process. You guys have seen the new rainwater test for Oklahoma. We got the highest traces of barium, aluminum, and arsenic in our water after every chemtrail spray. Bobby Kennedy Jr. came out and said that that's a DARPA project. That's a military project, and Health and Human Services is looking into it. We don't need them to look into it. We need the military to stop poisoning our skies. We need these cops to stop abusing women on the streets. And we need the perverts in here that are making women do sexual favors to be charged and registered sex offenders. We just passed the registration office earlier. You guys saw it. Some of these cops need to go in there and register themselves. But they got that blue line that they're all hiding behind. And they got their Freemason club out here. Masonic thugs. Red pilling in the police department. Amen. Okay, left the message. Thank you. Perfect, yeah. This place is open to 7, man. This is great. I can come in and out here all day. So I think we're gonna go to Mayor David Holt's office in about 19 minutes. If someone in position of authority isn't willing to come out and address the crimes that the law enforcement officers are doing through this command center, well, we've attempted to have our grievances redressed in the appropriate manner. And the homeless decide they're going to take up arms and defend themselves, and law enforcement suddenly starts seeing all kinds of chaos brought at them. Well, we'll be there to record it. It ends up not being safe for your law enforcement on the streets. If they're doing the right thing, the community will rally around them and support them. But if they're out there abusing people, criminally targeting people, violating the civil liberties of every poor slap out here on the street who has no type of education, doesn't know what their rights are, doesn't know they don't have to answer questions. No, they use their position of authority to bully others. They're not serving the community. They're serving the Masons in Oklahoma City. Mayor David Holt, special member of that club, trying to figure that one out too. We know some of the officers are. And what kind of sick pervert, Sergeant Miller, keeps a predator on the streets laughing while women tell your team that he's hurting them? And then you come back and arrest a woman who defended her daughter from the abuser. That's insane, Sergeant Miller. What you do to Vernon Williams? How do you sleep at night? That's horrible. Does your mama know you're doing that? She's gonna find out. Your grandmama know what you're doing to women on the streets? You married? Does your wife know? Yes. So one of the things we've been talking about in the homeless, so you guys have seen us, we've got the post-it note signs that are going up on the tents. We are getting mug shots of certain police officers, and we're going to be posting it up across the city, the ones that are sexually abusing the homeless women, the ones that are abusing the homeless women physically, and the ones that are psychologically abusing the homeless women. I'm just dealing with law enforcement officers who have abused homeless women, who have lied to homeless women. Many of them you guys have already seen on our news channel. And so we are going to be identifying and running a big old expose. There are a lot of people in Tent City that hops on the buses. They've agreed to put up flyers of the mug shots of these police officers. My number will be attached to it. Have you seen this sexual predator with the police officers, his own jacket right there? My number. Have you seen this woman abuser? My number. And this, we're going to let the public know. So then any female who sees Sergeant Miller or any of these other cops try to pull them over, they know that that is an officer who abuses women. That is an officer who might make them perform a sexual favor in lieu of arresting them. It's always the same in every city we go. There's always a couple dirty cops and there's a bunch of cowards that won't do nothing about the bad in their ranks. So they let the few apples ruin the whole basket here. There's no integrity, honor, or justice here. Yeah, I don't think he's heading down. Well, that's a fine though, because there's a lot we can do. Every one of these people have to leave here and go get to their vehicles, so we're going to follow the ones that are here. Maybe if we apply enough pressure on all of them, they'll throw out the scum that's abusing women, the perverts. Maybe if we put enough pressure on everyone here who's just trying to do a good job, they'll stop protecting the law enforcement officers that are having women perform fellatio instead of writing them a ticket or arresting them on their warrant. Why aren't those cameras always rolling, Oklahoma City Police Department? Why are your cruiser cameras not always rolling? Why are your body cameras not turned on when you're interacting with the public? Why? Why do you selectively decide you're going to record something when you're ordered to record all the time? Why hasn't this police department punished one officer for failing to turn their body cameras on when they've been repeatedly told and they sign a contract they know they're supposed to turn their body cameras on? Why? Because they know they got rogue cops out there that are abusing women, that are selling dope, that are taking drugs and money from people who can't turn around and say anything. Some people are looking at prison sentences, and I know they've been robbed by the police, and when they tell me their story, I know a genuine story when I hear it. And I've heard a lot of BS too, so I don't go and blanket every single cop in here as a predator, but there are some in here who are. Not every cop in here is abusing the homeless women on the streets, but some of them are. So let's find out who those are and line them up out here like you do criminals. Let's put a line up out here and bring the homeless women up and let them point at their abuser and say him, him, him. You know, the sad thing is we've had some of these officers even admit that they know the military is playing God with the weather. They know about the DARPA programs. They know their children are being poisoned. Yet they're sitting there with this authority that they can use against the common man and terrorized to use this authority on behalf of the common man and go after the military bases. We should be taking every one of these cops here in this building and going after the Tinker Air Force Base. We should just be rolling everyone right over there, surrounding it with all the cops across the Oklahoma City and telling the United States military, President Donald Trump, to stop playing God with the weather, poisoning our skies. We're about 20 minutes away from the Weather Command Center. So those of you that we're positioned here, God has put us in this position. We're waiting on the rest of everyone to get us 100 NEXRAD simulations. We've got 5 states that's already covered, participated. Nevada, California, Washington, Oklahoma, and Florida, all 5 states confirmed. We're waiting on Minnesota and I think Dakota, south or north. I have to check emails. I get them at the info and I get them in my personal. Hey man, you know law enforcement has been abusing women on the streets? The cops? Police, no bueno. What you got? Let me see. Records unit ticket. Okay. Citation number. Oh yeah. Take it over that guy. Yeah, see. ¿Tú sabes inglés?
No,
No español?
no, no.
Why don't you guys get this guy an interpreter, man? You got someone that speaks Spanish. Hey, go on that side over there. Hey, la puerta. A ver. Sí. Right there. I don't know if that's a good sign. We'll see if he comes back out. They've been rounding up a lot of people. Those of you paying attention to the LA fiasco, they've got bread and circus going on all across the United States. People are watching the riots on their phones and not looking up at the military poisoning in their skies. We got the craziest weather that we've ever been getting hit with consistently. Record-shattering, new terminology, bomb cyclones, atmospheric rivers. I mean, boy. The military's playing God at the weather to a whole new level, man. They made their own language for it now. Nothing is as it was. Where is this guy? I don't know if they have an ICE unit here. That'd mainly be the sheriff's department. Most people I know in cities, I think you rarely see immigration getting people at city municipalities. It's funny, if you go to the Oklahoma State Capitol, you guys will see. I mean, I made a lot of friends with the janitors, custodians, and people that are out there, you know, and there's people there that don't speak a lick of English, you know, and they didn't cross here the right way either, but, you know, it's a theater, everything they're showing you. All right, this guy doing good.
Wait.
That's good, he ain't got him in cuffs. Did you send him over to the county side? That might not be good.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah.
Hey, Lieutenant Dale's had many messages and he's not answering anyone calling him. Do you understand? Do you know what? Not answering. It's all going to voice message.
Leave a message for me.
Well, he's had many messages listened to. At what point does he not answer the phone for the public?
If he's busy, leave a message, I'll call you back.
Oh, okay. Okay. I'm not busy, so I think I'm gonna go over to City Hall for a minute. We'll wait for more people to come back in here. Just preaching to the choir when I talk about police brutality. It's not like these police in here don't know what's going on. Let's go see what the mayor's up to. Mayor David Holt likes to use his police officers to torment homeless women in Oklahoma City. Get my bearings here. Let's see. Sacrifice. Well, Masons sacrifice children. That's probably true. Honor. They don't have no honor. Courage. No, it's not courageous to serve the dark side. Integrity is definitely lacking. Service to themselves. And what we got? Respect. No. Not true. Not true at all. Yeah. There's one of your top 3 worst county jails in the United States of America. Like most things, everything's gone to private prison industries. This administration's loving the private prison industry. Look who's donating and look who their people are. So you're going to have more jails being built, internment camps going to be used, things like that. Their plan is to force people into programs or put them into jails like these. I only got to spend about 22, 23 hours in this place. Enough to see what I needed to see and confirm the reports that the inmates were telling me. I was actually treated nice by quite a few of the detention officers. I guess when Verna had checked in, there's some people that were upset, and I guess she had even told them. She had let the police know. I was just peacemaking, doing what I normally do. Check this out. County jail. This is where they take the homeless women that the Oklahoma City Police Department beat up. Now, the ones that perform sexual favors for certain officers, they don't have their warrants used against them. They're released. So Sergeant Miller and his team, a very foul team, we're trying to get a lot of attention on Sergeant Miller and his team. Okay, this is where I checked out the other day. What's on display here? Poison. Poison. No, thank you. Zero tolerance for sexual abuse and sexual harassment, unless, of course, as an Oklahoma City police officer, having a woman perform sexual favors instead of running her in on her warrant, or a woman being body slammed down to the ground. The Oklahoma City Police, man, they really don't like the homeless women for some reason. We have 2 women in this jail that we advocate for. You can look them up at the Oklahoma Detention Center website. You can look them up. Verna Williams and Maggie Smith. Neither one of them should be in here. There's ways to help them. All right. What are these guys doing? That looks good. I wonder what the inmates are eating. I don't think they're eating that. They only give you sandwiches in the holding tanks. You get 2 sandwiches and a cookie. What's going on outside this place? Oh, there's some good. Oh, they had a camera way up there. Look at that one. Good to know that's up there. I don't think these women that work here would appreciate knowing that the homeless women are being abused by law enforcement. So, you know. Of course, county jails, you ran by the sheriff. So the city basically outsources all municipality crimes over, and they house everybody into county jail. Cities mostly across the U.S. don't have their own city jails anymore. Make more money contracting out over to the county jails. And you can overflow them and then bilk the taxpayers for millions of more dollars to build more jails. You know, it's very, very lucrative manufactured crisis they got going on here. What are we looking at time-wise? It's 12. A couple hours, about 2-3 hours, we'll get some prisoners that are released. If I see them, we'll just go see Mayor David Holt's up too. You just joining us, Oklahoma City police officers have been abusing homeless women. We're wanting to have all law enforcement drug tested. Everyone who's working for the city, we want a blanket drug test on every cop right now, specifically Sergeant Miller and his teams. Are they jacked up on steroids? Or are they jacked up on something else? But either way, they're jacked up because they're jacking women around left and right in Oklahoma City. And not just any women, not women with money, not women with beautiful looks. No. They're going after the homeless women. The women that are already beat down and can't defend themselves. They're going to beat them down some more. Sergeant Miller and his team. That's how they protect and serve. You can back the blue until you're black and blue, but that's what Maggie found out. Yeah, $300 fine. You know, slam that woman down. He was all gentle with Sergeant Kemp when they cuffed him, or Sean Kemp when they cuffed him up. Real gentle with that guy. Didn't rough him up one bit. But they'll abuse women. We got to ask Mayor Holt about Rhonda. Why is Rhonda still on the streets? He's had over 100 calls. I already know that. And they're not answering whenever I call. So I want to check and see if my number's blocked while I'm here. They're not supposed to cut me off. They work for us. I am an Oklahoma resident. I live here, do I not? It's where I lay my head. Yeah, let's see what we got going on in here. All right. Pay windows. Audio and video and they're still going with the COVID lie. Yeah, a lot of ignorance over that still. That was a military live exercise. That's what COVID-19 was. Those vaccines were already manufactured. Trump administration warp sped them into everyone's arms. You got here, clear your warrant. It's gonna be clear. I'll be coming here in a couple days. Let's go see. Got an idea. EAN 374. It's a black Ford. Look at these. Let's go see if we can get the back of that one. Sure, Public Safety Communication Center. You know how we would go after Oklahoma University, the Weather Command Center out there in Norman, Oklahoma? Well, if you were to cripple law enforcement's ability to abuse women, sexually abuse them, and beat them up, then you would cripple this place right here. Many ways this place could be entirely crippled, eliminated, and then that's going to cause chaos for them. Total chaos. They're not going to be organized as they're going around targeting people and playing this fill the jail up, let them out, fill the jail up, let them out game. Same concept. You take their central hub and you cripple its ability to operate. Because if they're going to continue going out to abuse women on the streets and they won't come and address our complaints, well, that's one way to do it. I'm only allowed to do it if God says so. But if he says go, I go. Oh. Tire looks a little low. Good. 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 So I was telling you about integrity, none. Compassion, completely void. They have none. Accountability, well, you see how the top brass protect the ones that are out there violating the civil liberties of the public. Respect, no. No, there's no respect. Nothing and nothing they do. They don't respect the uniform. They don't respect the public. They don't respect. And I'm just, hey, we've been to other places where we've seen law enforcement do a great job. We have not filmed one law enforcement officer doing a compassionate thing in nearly a month now. But we've got them abusing women. We got them targeting the poor. We got them dead to rights, how they're setting them up and entrapping these people. Leaving violent predators amongst women, laughing when they're telling them, hey, get rid of this guy. You know? Knowing full well. I mean, that guy had a warrant, man. They could have got rid of him a long time ago. But they let him stay there so he could keep beating on a woman. They don't want it to be safe for women on the streets. Hey, I gotta turn around. Where's the mayor's office at? That way, all right, thank you. Hey, you know Oklahoma police officers been abusing the homeless women on the streets? You do now, ma'am. I've been filming them. I'm getting ready to go talk to Mayor David Holt about it, but you should pray for the women on your streets because law enforcement's out of control. Thank you. It'll be a PR nightmare for Oklahoma City Police Department, especially when those mug shots of Sergeant Miller and his team gets out there. I'd love to be able to just spend my days taking care of the people out there and shifting people around and cleaning up and doing my projects. Then the easiest way to keep me out of your city, out of your little buildings out here, is to do your damn job and stop targeting the people we're trying to get off the streets. Even if we only end up getting 20 people out of Tent City, that's 20 people who can go on and do greater things with their lives. And if Jesus Christ even gets a hold of one of them, that one person's going to be able to go back into the streets and grab another 20 more. Law enforcement can't seem to think in that capacity because Freemasons themselves are demonic, satanic, cowards. We're going to visit the Masonic Lodge, identify all cops that are Masons, want their addresses, want to know what vehicles they're driving. They shouldn't be able to hide in plain sight. If they're abusing the poor on the street, well, they need to be exposed. Yeah, I did get turned around. Little theater. Please use east entrance. That guy just opened up. They've been spraying us today, doing little spurts like most of you guys are seeing. They're turning them on and off. They're just going to keep throwing it in your face. They're counting on everybody to keep arguing with the people who think it's contrails. They want you arguing with cattle. That's it. They want you to try to prove yourself right. Tell them to look up at the sky. See? That's not a contrail. La, la, la. We already know what it is. We don't need to convince more people to do something. We need everyone who's convinced to start doing something. Beautiful botanical gardens. This is your music hall. Headed towards the municipal building right now. Looks like I'm holding charge at 67. I'm good. Flip sides. Visitors use south door. You know how many law enforcement officers would have to get fired if they drug test every single Oklahoma City police officer and sheriff deputy in Oklahoma County? If they just did everyone, you got to do your drug test, get it submitted within 24 hours. You're working for the public. Let's prove that you guys aren't doing drugs when you're beating up women on the streets. When you're abusing your wives at home and you're not getting enough for that, so you come out to body slam homeless women too. Got to get all jacked up on something, huh? You guys are all Ozempic or something. They're on something. A lot of people in this police department, even the music they listen to, all jacked up. Like, it's crazy. Like, they're on something. This is where the little misguided Antifa and we want to groom children like to come and meet and complain. We actually had one of the Democrats out here in Oklahoma, and I asked him right about where this shade is. Over here during the event, right on the edge of it actually. You can see a video of me asking him about Epstein. Why isn't the Epstein files being released? Shouldn't we be going after those people? But you guys know why. Those files touch the White House, the current White House right now too. Everyone's involved. Cash Patel, Dan Bongino, Pam Bondi, all they are is crisis actors, man. Every one of them. They're crisis actors. They're playing a script, fulfilling a role. Visitors use south door. Oh, this one over here. That's right, we can't get in there. We tried. Let's go. See, this is one of the things I was telling you guys about. And go look at our videos. And go look at law enforcement responding. See this? What does that say? Homeless outreach team. An outreach team. How are their tires? Good. Tires are really good. They haven't been using them to go and help the homeless. Tire, good, good. Good tire. Back in this one. This is one of the supervisors that responded when Samantha refused to give her ID, like they didn't know who she was. She's cooperating with the Oklahoma City FBI, right? How do you not know who she is? You guys got files on us by then. I already knew we were out there. We'll go back and look. I think we found the same one. Well, supervisor. Hot. They should have it big there. So then the homeless would know that that's their supervisor. So they could let this supervisor know what his subordinates are doing to them. Which door is open? That far side? Did I not just miss this? Yeah, I believe I just came all the way around. I must have literally just walked past it and didn't see it. Oh, we definitely got 360 of this location on film. Mayor Holden? All right. It's in office. Let's go say hi to Mayor Holt. What we gonna do about Miss Rhonda? Hello. How are you? Yeah. Let's make that. Okay, leave that there.
Sir, is there anything I can help you with?
Nothing. Claire, Powers, Meek, Privet, Newman, Dobbin, Harrison, Noble, and LaForge. Okay, climate control, all right. I'm gonna be going to see Mayor Holt. I need to go sign to have an appointment.
Do you have a meeting with him?
Well, I might have to schedule one, but he might want to talk to me right away. His law enforcement officers are abusing women, and I've got them on film committing crimes over at Tent City outside City Care Night Shelter. Let's see, we're going to go with sexual misconduct by police. Sexual misconduct, this will be under Sergeant Miller's unit by police, and abusing homeless women. We got some films that most of you have seen already, but maybe the mayor wants to look at them. Abusing homeless women. Okay, we're not worried about what they do to me. God's got me. Hey, it's 7. Double check. Nice. Oh, yeah, that's right. 6, 9, 25. Okay.
You know how to get there?
Yeah, I'm gonna look around and see what the rest of the building looks like. Thank you. How you doing, sir? We need to set up a text alert for the homeless women that are being sexually abused and beaten by Oklahoma City police officers. They should have their own text alert system. Wow, man. We should hang out here and see who comes in and out of this place for a minute. What time is it? I need to catch the mayor on lunch. We'll come back here and check those people out. We need to get to a place where there's more people standing so we can let them know about Sergeant Miller's team and Oklahoma City police officers abusing women physically, sexually, and psychologically. Homeless women specifically. Go see if we can find some people. Council chambers are pretty close. I thought it just said use the second floor restroom downstairs. Yeah, we know the city manager. These are the council members. We've already gone through this process. If you go back a few months ago, we notified them that we were here because the United States military was poisoning our skies, and David Holt, his staff, didn't seem to care. There's nothing they can do about it. They said it's the military. So, but they can send Oklahoma police officers out to abuse homeless women, make them perform sexual favors so they don't get arrested, and cover up for them. That's what Mayor David Holt's office has been doing. Yeah. Lord, grant me that. Amen. Yeah. There he is. So those of you who are wondering who's responsible for the abuse, the sexual abuse, the physical abuse, and the psychological torture the homeless women at Tent City are going through, this is Mayor David Holt. He's the one who sends his law enforcement out there to brutalize the poor. Yeah. That looks like a face you can trust to cover up your crimes if you're a cop. Yeah. If I was a dirty cop, I'd probably trust that face too. Mayor David Holt doesn't have any real stake in anything other than just holding on to his office. Let's see. Share your priorities. Let's see. Craig, Best, Cole. Just seeing who signed in to see the mayor today. Okay. Let's get the camera fixed right. What degree is this guy? We gotta figure that out. Well, the good news is we can hang out at Oklahoma Police Command Center from 7 to 7 every day. I'm wondering if they're just going to leave us the heck alone out there and let us continue trying to yank people out. We got a daughter coming to get her father this week on Father's Day. We've got a couple more that we think can be nudged into treatment. At least we hope and pray anyways. But we're not going to allow people to be scared and bullied into any program. If they don't want it, the program's not going to work. Hey, sir, what's your name and badge number?
Hey, how you doing?
Good, how you doing? Sergeant Fong, 2230. Do you know Sergeant Miller?
Miller?
Yeah, real jacked up big guy, white guy, yeah. Yeah, him and his team, they've been abusing the homeless women out at Oklahoma Tent City. And I'm just wondering, do you guys have, like, is there a special club where that's approved of? Like,
Not that I'm aware of, no.
no? Because they are. I wouldn't be here if they weren't. I saw a woman, Maggie Smith, got body slammed face down, UFC style, by a cop, twice her size. I'm just wondering if that's a normal routine. People get jacked up and beat on women.
I don't think so.
Well, I hope not. We're going to find out. We'll ask Mayor David Holt eventually. Still want to go and check out this beautiful building, see if we can find anyone else that knows about Oklahoma City police officers abusing the women, targeting the poor at Oklahoma Tent City. It'd be a great lounge. Man, that's out of order too. You guys always get these if you see them on the streets. I know a lot of homeless, and they sell these, and they make money, and they're trying to do a good thing. So if you see them on the streets, man, you give them that money for that magazine, they can keep anything extra. How you doing, man? Good, blessed. Southern Municipal Counselor. Been at it for 19 years, huh? What are the time frames for the other people? This guy was 12, 11, you only lasted 5, 6, you lasted 4. Boy, man, you've already outlived all your predators in your office, all your predecessors in your office. Predators might be the right word too, but I'm not sure. Who's Kenneth Jordan? How much power does this guy have? Somebody figure that out for me. Hey, when's the next press? Do they have weekly press conferences here?
We have council meetings, but they're every other Tuesday.
What about Mayor Holt? Does he hold press conferences in that room?
Not that one. That's just for filming.
That's just for filming?
Yeah.
Where do I check in when he's holding his next press conference?
You have to be signed up for council on Tuesday. It's next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday? All right. What does this particular office do for the city?
We represent council for their legal operations.
So you represent the city council for legal operations. So let me ask you a question. In the event, is the city council responsible for what law enforcement does?
That's tough to say.
Would you be representing a council member because a cop was beating on a woman on the streets who's homeless, for example?
No, that would actually, just for police officers, that would actually go through their own union.
Yeah.
We don't represent the police. They have their own. It's the Fraternal Order of Police.
Yeah, the Fraternal Order of Police. So you guys aren't involved with the Masons or the Fraternal Order of Police? You have nothing to do with them?
We go against them quite often.
Thank you. That sounds good. All right. I might be having to talk to you guys soon. I might need you to go after some cops that are abusing women. We don't want all the cops looking bad. We got to get rid of the bad ones who make everyone look bad. All right. So they work against Masons and the Fraternal Order of Police, I guess. Well, that's probably a good thing. Masons are not Masons are not on the side of Jesus Christ. That's a fact. All this fear. Everybody's afraid of Masons. Oh, no. Be afraid of our Lord. Afraid of standing before him and telling him you were a coward. Afraid to stand up to a cop that was abusing a woman. Yeah. You're afraid of the wrong thing. Let's go see. Hang out and see if anyone came back up here in front. They already knew I was coming. They got calls right away. These people won't answer the phone, but let's see. Hey, someone's back. Hello. I have called up here and I've got all the phone records and I did it all entire week last week. And every time I call, my number gets switched right over and I have to hit 8 to come back and have my phone ring again. We have many other people call too. We're trying to get a homeless woman named Rhonda off the streets before she's the next victim of law enforcement. We have law enforcement that are abusing the homeless women on the streets. Some women are having to perform sexual favors so they don't go to jail. Drug dealers are having their cash and drugs taken because they're looking at prison sentences. So we want to get every rogue cop who's a Freemason out there targeting our women and children on the streets. We want to get them all identified. And maybe Mayor David Holt can get a hold of his police force that's obviously not serving Jesus Christ. I know that's a lot to process, but I got video footage that would blow your mind of what they're doing to women out there. And we're trying to get them off of the streets right now.
I think I spoke with you.
I was talking to you about the military weather weapons. I'm still here to deal with that too. The weather weapons, remember, military's poisoning the skies, the NextRad towers, stratospheric aerosol injections. I came here a few months ago to let Mayor David Holt know that we were here setting up a little hub in his city to go after the Norman Weather Weapons Center, the Weather Command Center. You can look me up. You know, it says I'm a domestic terrorist that's destroying military equipment. That's not true. But who can I talk to deal with this issue right now related to these cops that are abusing the women out there? No one's answering when I call. And I called all week, and I've got my times on my call log, and I'm not the only one calling. The viewers here are calling too, and they're not getting a response. And everyone just wants to know, what are you going to do to help Miss Rhonda? We just want the mayor's office to come down and show initiative to help get one woman who's not on dope, who had a stroke, who's barely surviving out there, and she's afraid she's going to end up going down. She's old. She doesn't need to be out there. Why can't the mayor's office do something to get this woman off of these streets?
What's her name?
Rhonda. You can check your messages. All that information's been given, and I'm not going to give her last or birthday. I'm not going to say it on the camera. I'll write something down for you. But it's in your messages, and she's actually out there.
I don't have any messages.
You've had messages. I've left messages, and other people have left messages.
I promise you, there are not any messages.
So who's not answering the phone?
It's me, I answer the phone.
But when I call for 2 or 3 hours straight and I don't get no answer, then how are you answering the phones?
It's not ringing.
Do you see an ID when someone is calling your office? Does it show a number of who's calling?
Yes.
So very well, my phone number could have somehow been flagged in the system, being that I'm a credentialed journalist. That's not good for politicians. So then are you just, yes ma'am? Oh, she's answering the phone now. This one got answered. I didn't hear it ring though.
Yes. Okay. Yes. All right, thanks, bye. Okay, you want to start about that?
We want Ms. Rhonda to get help. Can the mayor send someone down to Oklahoma Tent City within the next hour to meet with a woman who shouldn't be out there?
Her name is Rhonda.
Her name's Rhonda. She'll be with me right outside of City Care Night Shelter. Everyone knows who she is. Be really nice if she could be picked up and taken into a hotel. She's got an income. It's going to take a couple weeks for the paperwork to get into her place, but she's handicapped. So she has to wait for a handicap accessible apartment, and she wants her grandkids. So she's getting a 2-bedroom apartment. Now she found a 2-bedroom apartment that's only going to charge her $23 a month. And City Care Night Shelter is not rushing to get that paperwork done to get her out of the streets. And we're trying to get people off of the streets. So if the mayor can help get her into a hotel, it's going to look amazing, because a lot of people are advocating for her, and it's showing, hey, the mayor just came and I can vouch. This is a woman who's disabled, who's had a stroke. She's not on dope. She wants to be with her grandkids. She doesn't belong in the city I'm living in. She's 50. She's in her 50s. And she has an income. And yes, she does have a past, but that past doesn't define her presence, and it doesn't define her future. She knows our Lord, and she comes and she reads the Bible with us. She's very calm. She's just a good woman, and I'm tired of seeing her suffer out there. Man, I shut up and go away for a long time if we can get this woman out of there, and it makes my job easier to focus on the other ones that shouldn't be out there. Can we do that? Okay. You want my number? 520, okay. Thank you. Who knows, maybe we can get Miss Rhonda off the streets. That'd be the major victory that was achieved today. How you doing? You guys know who Sergeant Miller is? White guy, kind of military looking, big guy. Usually jacked up when he's making a call. I just want you guys to know that Lieutenant Riley's team and Lieutenant Dale's team, they're doing some things to the homeless women in that tent city that aren't appropriate, and we're trying to get them out. We're trying to get the women out, and they're not helping us. So look for us out there. You too. Equity. Thought we were supposed to get rid of stuff like that. Or what? No, maybe that was it. We want equality. Maybe it's the other. Hey, check this one out. They got an old Ranger. We serve with pride. It's a nice one. Lights on. City. Oh, lights are on because it's in a handicap. You got a handicap sticker on that?
I was there when I called, sir. So
now we're leaving. Okay. Oh, I was the call. Yeah, my bad. They were actually sent here because I was out here. Now, we've been filming about Oklahoma City police officers abusing homeless women on the streets, making them perform sexual favors so they don't lock them up. Pretty sick stuff going on with the Freemasons in the Oklahoma City Police Department. Just left Mayor David Holt's office. Let's hope that he does something right by the people out there. It's really peaceful out here. You don't see no one really being bothered. Maybe we should move all the homeless women right here. This way everyone can see what the cops are doing to them. They can see them being dragged into cars to perform sexual favors. They can see them getting body slammed. Maybe we should bring all the homeless women right here to this grass in front of Mayor David Holt's office. That's an option. Masons rigged an election is what that read. All right, I'm gonna make my way back to Ha ha ha. Just in time. God is good. Hold on.
Card not valid.
Y'all cutting it close on that one.
I don't know. Hey, you headed back right now?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm headed. We just left the police. Well, I did. We took some
Whoa, what
subscribers there. Oh, we let them know what they're doing to the women out there. And then we talked about a lot on the channel about what they did to Maggie when they body slammed her. Maggie still got a hold, and Byrne has a $3,000 bond on her. But it's cash or bail. Alright, getting ready to head back to Tent City. And I'm literally just a hop skip right from this police station. So they're open until 7. I may be coming back later. I'm going to go check on Grayson and see how everybody's doing. And maybe we'll come back later with a few of the people that are being abused by local law enforcement officers out there. Sergeant Miller and his team be getting those mug shots put up on poles, identifying them as women abusers and sexual predators, with the phone number to report should the public see them. And that'll be my phone number. I'd like to know wherever those officers are moving and interacting with the public, especially if they have women in their custody. All right, gotta go. Damn.